Yes, guys, what's going on? So, we've got one of the hottest young prospects in boxing at the moment. We've got Keith, one time Thurman on the line. Keith, first of all, how you doing? How's your health? And more specifically, how's your shoulder doing?
All's good, man. It's another day in paradise, man. Here in Florida, raining like normal, man. Working hard in the gym. My shoulder's coming along. It's not really too big of a problem, and we put 6 weeks of physical therapy in, and I've just been listening to all of my doctor's advice, and just been staying true to the regimen, man. Getting ready for November, hopefully.
That's good, that's good. Now, Keith, before we go on to what's going on in your career currently, I want to talk a little bit, because it's Be Real Boxing. On Be Real Boxing, I like to go in depth about, about the technical aspects of boxing and what goes on in the ring. Now, I want to talk a little bit about your power. Now, your power, if correct me if I'm wrong in what I'm saying, but like I feel like you're not as heavy-handed as some fighters like Triple G or Maidan or someone. But what you have is you have an extremely explosive power where when you hit your opponent, it stuns them and it really hurts them. And the way you do this is you shift your power. Could you talk us a little bit through your power and like how you are able to, because you've got speed and you've got the power. A lot of fighters nowadays, you see them and they have power, but they don't have the speed and they're just heavy-handed guys. You've got a bit of the speed and the power. Could you talk us a little bit about how you've developed that over time?
Yeah, man, no problem. Uh, Definitely, man. It comes from the way that I shift my body weight. I've been a big puncher since the amateurs. I got my first KO when I was 13 years old against a grown man with 16-ounce gloves and headgear on.
Hmm.
A lot of people, I love the fact that people don't think that my punches are too devastating. Like you mentioned, Triple G and everything. It's probably because I haven't sat down and caught somebody yet,
Hmm.
but it's because I'm always moving. I have so much power, I can actually move and still hurt you at the same time. So when I learned that, I've been working on perfecting it.
Yeah.
And by moving, what I do is I hold on to enough power to hurt you, but still be as fast as I possibly can be at the same exact time.
For sure.
I've been boxing for 18 years, and I didn't start off that way, man. My bombs used to look just like Maidana's, man. They were coming from the floor straight to your dome.
Yeah.
And it's just a craft, man. I really care about the sport, and I told myself one day it's time to sharpen up. And that's what we work on, man. We work on having crisp, sharp power punches. And, if your hands aren't up or your chin's exposed or that body's exposed, and I sit down just a little bit and crack you one time, that's all we need.
One time, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, Keith, moving on from inside the ring, I want to talk a little bit about your advisor, Al Heyman. Now, I'm very active on social media. I know you're not as active on social media, but a lot of fans say to me, why, Keith, why are you still with Al Heyman? Why are you still with the management that you're with when, they're not able to get you the fights that you're wanting? Because you've clearly been calling out Amir Khan. You've called out the entire 147 division. And these fights so far, they've not happened for you. A lot of fighters saying sign with Top Rank. A lot of fans are saying a lot of different things. What's your opinion on this? What's your opinion on this? Like, of your management and not being able to deliver the fights that you want?
Well, I don't really believe that leaving out is gonna help make that dream become a reality. Because when it comes to a lot of fighters at 147, when you look at the paperwork, a lot of us are with Al Heyman.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's really going to change. I think it's just. I think pretty soon, he's had some of the fighters he has signed fight each other. And I think there's going to be more of that in the future.
Mm. Do you think Keith?
For the most part, I fight, I win, and each paycheck is a better paycheck than the one before. My last fight, even though it wasn't who I wanted, I got to headline a show. You gotta look at the bright side, man. I'm a young fighter coming up. I got a lot of time to fight all these guys.
Yeah.
The fans want to see it happen now. We want to see everything happen now. Why not? Why not now? Why not now? But when it comes to what we call the politics of the sport, which really is just the business of the sport, because ain't nobody voting over here, But it's really just the business, man. When it comes to the business, things are done a certain way, and I do believe I'm going to get some of those shots in the future. So I'm just patiently waiting, man. Until then, I'm going to keep performing the way I've been performing and giving you guys the exciting fights and the knockouts that you guys expect from Keith One Time Thurman.
Definitely. Now, Keith, on that note, I just wanted to ask you something else as well. Like, do you feel that fighters are scared of you, or do you think it's just the business aspect, or do you think it's a mix of both? Or do you think it's just the business, fighters scared of you, or, like, obviously the mix of both?
A little bit of both, man. I mean, at the end of the day, they're fighters. They'll fight, and a lot of teams, like many, we all, we have faith in our skills and our abilities, and we know as a fighter what we bring to the table, but because of my career, how it's been, because I didn't get to fight Marcos Maidana back when I was supposed to, and I wasn't able to, still haven't had a major breakout fight. Nobody's really stepping up saying, I'll be Keith's breakout fight. That's how I feel. No one's really just stepping up and be like, let me be the breakout fight. Come through me. You want more recognition? Come through me.
For sure.
So it's just a game, man. I believe that when my marquee value gets high enough, they'll respect me, and they'll at a certain point there'll be what I call a turning point, and they'll want to fight me.
Definitely
keep their names relevant. Because if I keep knocking people out, I'll be like a Mike Tyson of the welterweight division. It doesn't really matter if I don't fight anybody because nobody's fighting me. We both have to sign the contract.
For sure.
You can ask people on Heyman's side. You can ask the Watson brothers that Keith Thurman. I'm a yes man. Keith, will you fight him? Yeah. So it's all about just getting these contracts written up, man. Getting the networks to put up the money and put on a great show for the fans, for the sport of boxing.
Now, Keith, you mentioned Iron Mike Tyson. My next question was this: Mike Tyson, he had a very heart touching bond to the entire boxing world with Custody and Mato. I look at you and I hear interviews of you, and you talk with a lot of love and respect for your old trainer Ben Getty. I wanted to ask you now, Mike Tyson, he digressed as he went on in his career. In the 90s, he really went downhill without the help of Custody and Mato. How are you now continuously improving, and how are you like continuously improving in each fight without your trainer Ben Getty? Because you do credit him with you say that he taught you everything in boxing, but yet we see you getting better fight by fight. Do you think that's just your body maturing, or you getting better technically as a fighter? And how is that going for you?
Well, it has to do a lot with the fact that Ben trained me from the age of 7 to the age of 20. We won 7 national titles in the amateurs together. He was in my training camps when I was sparring with Winky Wright and Jeff Lacey and Chad Dawson.
Yeah.
And he did. He taught me everything. He taught me everything there is to know about the sport and what to expect from the sport. A lot of his words didn't come true till much later, and I've made it to where I did today, and I can see what he was talking about back then. Really, he just understood boxing. He understood the heart it takes, the determination it takes, the work ethic it takes. And he showed me many things. He taught me how to counterpunch. When I was like 12 years old, I remember the day in the gym when he really said, we're going to work on counterpunching. And he had me rocking back and forth, leaning forward and leaning backwards, learning how to set up these counters from the left side and the right side. And that's something that's been in my system since that day, So I just really, I don't forget where I come from. I remember my roots, man, and I'm just continue to grow. That's all it is.
That's good. It's wonderful.
I'm doing what I believe he would want me to do.
Brilliant. Keith, can I ask you just on that? Yeah, what stops you from going down the route of like a Mike Tyson who digressed later in his career? I mean, you're continuously improving since Ben Getty. How do you stay focused, and how do you keep that drive to become the best? And Mike Tyson, he really did digress after Custody Mato died, and it really messed him up inside and emotionally. We're not going to see anything like that from you, are we? I hope not.
Well, there's a big difference between me and Mike, and where our difference is that when it happened to Mike was already on top. When it happened to me, I was still on ground level. There was a lot of work to be done. I don't talk about it very often, but at Ben Getty's funeral, I spoke no words. I probably shocked a few people, and some people may even have been disappointed that I didn't speak at Ben Getty's funeral. But to me, on that day, I just knew in my heart that there was nothing to be said. There was just a whole lot of work to be done, and that it's my job to be the champion that he raised me to be.
Really hope so, Keith. Keith, have you got any upcoming opponents announced yet? Any names that are coming in the mix?
They threw something at me. I didn't hear back. I don't know what's going on really. I'm just sitting here doing my job, getting ready for the next move. I've just requested that if it's not anybody in the top 10, that they at least have, stop giving me guys that got 7 losses on their records and 5 losses on their records. I want a respectable opponent to the least, a good record. So I'm hoping that my next opponent it'd be great if he was undefeated or possibly 1 to 2 losses, no more than that.
Cool. Now, Keith, just on a little bit of a lighter note, a lot of fans are really confused about this, and I wanted you to clear it up. They wanted to know about your ethnicity and your background. Are you black? Are you Latino? What are you, and what's your ethnicity? Because people are really confused and they don't know.
Yeah, man, I'm black and white. I'm a mix. On my mother's side, we got Polish and Hungarian.
All right.
My father's African American.
That's interesting. Right, Keith.
With the straight hair, I know I look Latin.
Yeah. I thought you were Latin, I'm not going to lie. Right, Keith, thank you for your time. We really appreciate giving you time to Be Real Boxing, and we wish you nothing but the best in the future. And I truly believe that you are going to be the future of the 147 division. You may win or lose a little bit here and there, but I really feel like you are going to be the top dog in time to come, not just in 147, but in boxing in general. And we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you very much.
Take care of yourself, my brother. We'll speak soon, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Take care, man. Have a good day. See you.